19th and 20. Okay, your term end is on 23rd. So hardly you will get 2 practicals more. Today is 28th, 5th and 12th. Only these 2 practicals will be available. That is 5th and 12th. So within the short duration, we have to complete the AutoCAD sessions. Okay. Same is applicable for the lectures as well as the practical. So in that short duration, we have to complete it. So let us start with the today's session. Today we are going to start with that new problem, that is sectional orthographic. Okay, I will start with the fresh drawing. Okay, so is my screen, one second, I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible now? Yes. Huh. Okay, can anyone tell me maximum length, width, height of this problem? Yes, please calculate maximum. You can take a pen and paper along with you so that we'll do the calculation and simultaneously we'll start our drawing. Yes, calculate the maximum length. How much is the maximum length? Can anyone? Yes. Maximum length for this problem. No reply. What happened? Please unmute yourself and respond.
154.
154. What about the other?
Sir, 154.
154. Yes. So for that, how you have calculated? Let us check. 36 plus 40. Okay. Plus 24 plus 54. Okay. 154 is the maximum length of that problem. Maximum height. If I want to calculate the maximum height, how much is the maximum height? Can anyone guess the maximum height? Calculate and tell me.
108.
108. So for calculating the maximum height, we have to take this CL. 72 is the from base to the center of this circle. Okay. And beyond that, it is having a diameter of 36. So from this point to top, it will be having 18 radius. Okay. So 90. The maximum height of that problem is 90. And maximum width, can anyone tell me maximum width?
72.
72. Okay. So to complete this, we require maximum. Wait a second. Okay. Okay, so for this, okay, let us divide this into, by seeing the problem, we have to draw front view, sectional front view. This will be the sectional front view. Then top view we have to draw, and which side view we will be able to draw? Which side view?
Right-hand side view.
A right hand side view. Right hand side view will be drawn on which side? It will be drawn on left hand side. Okay, so right hand side view will be drawn on left hand side. So whenever we are going to draw the sectional orthographic, it is similar to our orthographic projection. The only changes is that, okay, we have to draw the sectional front view. Whichever view they have asked as a sectional, we have to draw that. Now what exactly is the sectional view? Okay, in the sectional view, suppose if we consider, I will take an example. Okay, if we consider a cylinder, and if I cut the cylinder into two pieces, okay, let us take an example of a cylinder. Okay, so I will draw a front view and top view of a cylinder first. So this is the top view of a cylinder, hollow cylinder. Let us consider a hollow cylinder. Okay, and if I want to draw its front view, hollow cylinder, and if I want to draw its front view now, what will be the front view of the hollow cylinder? Can anyone tell me?
Rectangle.
Rectangle. Okay, so now when we are drawing a normal orthographic projection, okay, whenever we are drawing a normal orthographic projection, that time what we do, we take a projections, right? We take a projection. I will just take a projection from each point, the salient points. Okay, after taking a projection, I'll use the object line. Okay, after using the object line, I can draw the height. Suppose if the height is 80 millimeter, okay, I'll just increase the height. Randomly, I am taking the height now, right? Okay, so this is the its orthographic projection. What this yellow line indicate? Yes, anyone? What this yellow line indicate?
Inner side.
Inner side, which is not visible. Anything which is not visible, we have to show it in the drawing, right? So how we are going to show that? In orthographic projection, we show it by drawing its hidden line. So what this hidden line says that this hollow, it has been hollow inside. Okay, and I want to show the center line, so I'll draw the center line. I change the line type scale 25 so that it will be seen as a center line. Okay, so now if I want to convert, this is the normal orthographic projection of a cylinder, but in sectional orthographic, suppose if I take a sectional view means what? I want to cut this cylinder into two pieces. So this sectional line will act as a cutting plane. Cutting plane means we are going to split this into two parts. If we take a knife and we are going to cut with this horizontal center line, and what we'll do, we'll remove the front portion. This part we are going to remove it. Okay, so but in actual practice, what we have to do, we don't have to remove this part. In front view we have to remove, in the top view we have to retain that part as it is. Now what is the necessary of cutting this? So few of the features which are not visible in the orthographic projection, that can be shown in detail. Suppose if I want to show an internal view of any problem, then we can take a sectional view. So in that case, what we do, instead of drawing a hidden line, after cutting it, what will happen? It will get converted into object line. Okay, because after cutting, what will happen? This portion will be seen, and in that we have to show the hatching, means the solid material will be seen. So that we have to show. So I will show hatching here, and at this portion I will show hatching. I will say scale of 25. Okay, done. So now what this indicate, this hatching, I can change the layer by layer, but I want, okay, let it be by block. Okay, so this will be the sectional view of the problem. Now what we are getting in this, that after cutting the cylinder into two pieces, here the hatching, wherever there is a solid material which is being cut by the section line or a cutting plane, okay, that has to be shown as a hatching. And wherever there is no material, hollow part is there, in that portion we have to show it as a plain or blank portion. But these edges will be there because this has to be an enclosed entity, so that's why there is an edge at the top, edge at the bottom. Okay, so are you getting it? What exactly is the sectional view? Okay, now let us come to the problem. In this, can you see this section AB? Okay, this section line, wherever this arrow is being shown, okay, this AA, section A, and this is the B arrow which is pointing towards the center line. Okay, so this is the section line. Okay, we are going to cut this object into two pieces with the help of this section line. Okay, when we are cutting this into two halves, then we have to show its front view and top view. Okay, so wait for 2 seconds. I'll just check whether I have the detail view with me. Okay, if you have few problems where I can show the sectional view, I'll just check it. Is my screen visible now? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now this is the actual object. Okay, now this is the actual object. After cutting with a section plane, what will happen? We are going to retain its rear part. Okay, and you can see when you cut this object, okay, we cut this object with the section plane, you can see that wherever there is no material, that portion will be shown as a hidden, okay, a blank portion, and only this much part has been cut. Okay, only this much part has been cut. Are you getting it? What is exactly is the section? Now we have to draw a sectional front view, normal top view, normal side view. Only the change is that whenever we are going to draw a sectional view, only one view will be sectional, all other view will be as it is. No need to draw the sectional top view. Sectional top view is not there. Okay, it will be just a section line we have to show. We don't have to remove the material in the top view, because they are saying that draw the sectional front view, only the sectional front view and hatching lines will be shown in that view. Okay, and the remaining view will be as it is. Okay, so let us come back to our problem. Okay, today is a practical session. So first what we are going to do is we are going to draw its normal front view. Okay, and then we can make it sectional, or else what I will do, if I want to cut with the section plane, okay, we are going to cut. Imagine that it has been split by the knife into two pieces with the help of this section line AB. Okay, with the help of the section line AB, we are going to split this into two parts, and whatever view is there, that we are going to draw. Okay, so let us start with the practical. Okay, whenever we are going to start with the practical, first we draw the vertical line, horizontal xy line, okay, x dash y dash line, and then use an offset command, offset distance of 10 millimeter from right side 10 millimeter, left side 10 millimeter. Okay, this is just to improve the visualization, and we have to leave the space between the views. So where we are going to draw our front view. So here we are going to draw our front view. This will be my top view, and here we can draw the side view. Okay, now at present, let us start with this corner point. Okay, we are going to draw the front view and top view first. So starting with this corner point, I will use the object line. Okay, we have to use the object line starting from this point. Okay, the vertical distance is 20 millimeter, then horizontal distance yes, horizontal distance first it is 36 millimeter, then it is having the distance of 40 millimeter, but that is at the bottom. So L enter line, horizontal distance 36, enter, plus horizontal distance 40. Okay, at there we are having a 10 millimeter vertical line. Okay, then 6 millimeter. Okay, this portion is there. Are you able to getting it? So what I have drawn is the 20 millimeter vertical line. Then till this center line, I have drawn 36 millimeter line. Okay, this line I have drawn. Okay, then from the bottom 36 millimeter and 40 millimeter. After that 36 and 40 millimeter, I have drawn one vertical line of length 10 millimeter and horizontal line of length 6 millimeter. Okay, from that point, I have to locate the center line. Where exactly is the center? So here it is at a distance of 24 millimeter. Can you see this? The center is at a distance of 24 millimeter, and from that center I have to draw a circle of 18 radius, okay, and another of 28 radius. So I have to draw two circles of 18 and 28. So for that I will use the center line. Okay, center line, L enter. From this point first I will draw vertical center line. I'll change the scale of that line so that it will be visible, normally visible to yes 25. Then after that I have to draw another center line at a distance. I can directly draw a center line at an offset distance of 64 millimeters. See, this distance is 40 plus 24. Directly I can draw because already I have drawn a center line. So I will say offset distance at a distance of 64. Okay, so you will get this center line. Okay, then I'll draw horizontal line here. Okay, this is just for reference, horizontal center line. So from this point I have to draw two circles. I will use object line now. Object line, draw a circle. Okay, intersection of these two center line. I will draw one of radius 18. Okay, C enter, and another of radius. How much is that radius? 28. I will draw two circles. One is of radius 18 and another is of radius 28. After drawing these two circles, now I have to trim it off, right? So I will extend these two lines. I will extend these two lines. This is just for reference. Okay, similarly, I can extend this line. Okay, I can extend this line. Now, with the help of trim command, TR double enter, okay, whichever line is not required, I can trim it off. Okay, this line is not required, this edge is not required, here also this edge is not required, and whatever edge is remaining, I can delete it off. Okay, so this much portion I have drawn. Similarly, now from this point, I have to draw a horizontal line. What will be the length of that horizontal line? Up to 54 millimeter from the center. Okay, so I'll use L enter. From this line, here I will draw 56 millimeter. Can you see in the drawing? Sorry, 54 it is. You can refer this drawing. Already I have shared this PDF with you. Okay, so you can open that PDF somewhere on the mobile or on the laptop. You can open that PDF and you can check 54 millimeter. From there I have to draw a vertical line of 10 millimeter and then horizontal. Okay, horizontal, I'll just close it here. Then use TR double enter, trim this edge, okay, and you can trim it off this edge also. So I have drawn this bottom face. Okay, so can you see this 20 millimeter? I have drawn it here. Okay, then horizontal. So this is just a front view of that object. Okay, but when we draw a sectional view, that time a little modification we have to do, that we are going to see what exactly is the modification. Okay, so this I will do this 10 mm offset because here there is a slot of 10 mm. So whenever we are drawing a sectional view, what will happen when we cut this object into two pieces, this portion will come out. So there won't be any hidden line. So please note down, whenever we are drawing a sectional front view or a sectional top view, okay, in whichever plane we are drawing a sectional lines, that line in that view we are not going to show any of the hatchings. Okay, we are not going to show any of the hatchings there. Okay, so now I want to locate the center of this circle, because if I draw this circle, then it will be very helpful for me to draw the remaining portion. Okay, So for locating the center, it is at a distance of 72 millimeter from the base. Okay, from bottom I have to locate the center. So any line, yes, this line is there. I can take an offset of this line, and I'll say that I want an offset distance of 72 millimeter. O enter of 72 millimeter. Okay, so I have taken this line as a reference. Now you can convert that line into center line. Okay, first you can take a reference of any of the line, and then you can easily convert that as a center. I'll use match property option. I can convert the line into I can convert the property of that line. Okay, so I have located the center. There we have to draw two circles, one of radius 9 and another of radius 18. So I'll draw two circles, intersection of these, one of radius 9, C enter, another of radius 18. So diameter 36. So here I have drawn diameter 18, diameter 36. Two circles I have drawn. Now from that point I have to connect it tangent to this circle. This is nothing but the tangential. So for tangent, I will activate the tangent line. So snap setting modes, please note down this snap setting mode. There is an object snap. Okay, object snap, and you have to select all. So you can see this. This is the symbol of tangent. Okay. Okay. Now I have selected the tangent. L enter line. So whenever you move close to this circle, right? Whenever you move close to the circle, you will get a tangent to it. Okay. Suppose I will draw it from here. See, this is the tangent to that circle. So whenever you move close to it, you will get a tangent. Now from this point also, whenever you move close to it, okay, so on the screen you can see the green color symbol. So this shows that it is a tangential to that circle. So I have randomly drawn the tangent from both the ends directly with the help of this snap setting option. Okay, so am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so after drawing this tangents, now after doing this, I want to draw this for front portion. But when you cut this, what will happen? This will be drawn as a dark line. Okay, so that we are going to show it here. So for showing that, what I'll do first, I'll take an offset. 1 second. Okay, I'll take an offset of how much is the distance? This is 10 millimeter. So I have to take that offset of 10 millimeter. So O enter 5 millimeter. So on right side 5 millimeter, on left side 5 millimeter. So with the help of the center line, I have just taken a reference. Now I can draw an object line from this point to this point. Okay, enter. From here to here, I can draw an object line. Now this reference line which I have drawn, I can delete that. Okay, that was just a reference line which I was using. I can delete it off. So whenever we are going to cut this object, okay, whenever we are going to cut this object into two pieces, that time what will happen? This will be seen as a uniform material. So there won't be any lines here. Okay, it will be seen as a, because we are going to cut this. Suppose if I want to draw a normal view, in that case, we have to show this line. Okay, but when we are cutting this, it is just a vertical plane line. You are going to get it here. Okay, so you will get vertical line there. Then this circle, okay, this circle we cannot show in the sectional view. Okay, this circle we cannot show it in the sectional view. But if I want to show that circle in the sectional view, what exactly we can do? We can just draw a center line. We can just draw a center line and we can show that there is a circle. So that in case of that, if I want to show that, okay, I'll just delete the lines which are not required. And I want to show a center line here. So I'll say, I'll use this line as a reference. I'll say offset of 10 millimeter on the right side. And then I'll convert this as a center line. Okay, and I'll say I want a match property of this line over this, so that, and it is not visible, so I'll change the property of this as 15 instead of 25. I'll take it as 15. Okay, and then I'll just pull it down. So this indicate that, this center line indicate that there is something here. Okay, that we can draw it in the top view. At present, we don't have to show that. Okay, so now if I want to show hatching here in this sectional front view, if I want to show hatching, H enter is the shortcut. H enter, we will directly go to hatching. And which portion we have to show hatching? So in that case, before showing the hatching, what I'll do, I'll hide the center lines. Okay, I'll hide the center line, so it will be helpful for me to show the hatch. H enter. Okay, and in the hatching you have to select ANSI 31. Okay, ANSI 31. Then you have to select the point wherever you require the hatching. You can see in one single click I have selected only this portion. Now I'll explain why we are not showing. I will change the scale to 30 so that it will be having more density. The spacing between them I have changed. Okay, now why we are not showing hatchings? Even if the material has been cut here, okay, this is the rib or web, this is called as rib or web. The material has been cut there, but still we are not showing hatching. So whenever there is a supporting element, this rib is there, so in that case we don't have to show hatching. Please take a note of this. Whenever there is a rib or web, whenever we cut it parallel, whenever we cut it parallel, we don't show hatching. But if we cut it in the horizontal direction, transverse direction, then we have to show the hatching there. This is also rib, but it has been cut in a transverse direction, so that's why we are showing hatching in this small rib portion. But whenever we are cutting it parallel to it, we don't show hatching. So that's why at these two regions we are not showing hatching, even if it is cutting the material. Are you getting it? So that whenever there is a standard component, okay, nut, bolt or rib, in that case we don't have to show hatching. So this was my sectional front view. Okay, so I have completed my sectional front view. Now let us complete the top view. So for completing the top view, first I will draw the bounding rectangle. Okay, so for bounding rectangle, I know that it is having a width of 72 millimeter. Okay, 72 millimeter. Then what is the maximum width that we can take a reference of a front view? Okay, and I can complete this. After that, I can draw the center line. Okay, horizontal center line I can show. Now, whenever we are going to draw the top view, it will be normal top view. It won't be a sectional. Only this line we have to show. Other details will be normal. It will be similar to our orthographic projection. Not any changes, not more changes we have to show. So this will be seen as a normal sectional, normal top view. Okay, only this front view will be drawn as a sectional. All other details will be as it is. So now at present, you have to show here this 36 millimeter cylinder. So you can take a projections or you can draw it with dimensions. It's your choice what we are going to select. So while doing this, I will take a projections. Okay, with the help of projection lines, I'll just take a projections of these two lines so that it will be helpful for me for drawing. Okay, so I'll take a projection of these two lines. That's it. Then how much is the length of that cylinder? 36 millimeter. So 36 millimeter, if I want to show that, I will use the object line, L enter. From this point, I'll use the vertical 36 by 2, 18 millimeter, right?
Yes, sir.
18 millimeter. Then horizontal, 1 second, I have not selected the object line. I will select the object line, L enter. From this point, at 18 millimeter, right? Horizontal distance already known. Here it is again 36 millimeter. Then horizontal distance. So I will draw this rectangle. So when we observe from top, what you will get? You will get a rectangle. Okay, this cylinder, when we observe it from top, it will be seen as a cylinder. So that portion we have to draw it as a cylinder. Then next is this rib will be seen. Okay, this rib has to be shown here. So while showing that rib, what you can do, it will be seen as an inclined portion, right? So, but inclined portion, when you observe it from top, it will be seen as just a rectangle. So I will draw two ribs here. Okay, and the center one I can delete it off. So from top you will see this inclined portion, but it will just seen as a horizontal line. So what I can do, I can mirror these two lines. Okay, here I can use a modify command and I can mirror this, mi enter, with reference to these 2 points, enter. Okay, so these details has been shown. So this rib has been covered. Now I want to show this rib. Okay, this rib, and there is a slot here. Okay, that also we can show. If I want to change the line weight, okay, if it is not visible, I can change the line weight. Okay, on the screen you can see that there is a line weight option. So that also I can switch it on, switch it off. So here if I have to show the slot, Okay, this slot if I want to show. So for that, how much is the slot, and the distance is of 20 millimeter length and 10 millimeter depth. So first from this point I'll take 10 millimeter depth. Okay, then here it is having, or what I'll do, I'll use the offset command, 10 millimeter. From here I'll say 10 millimeter on this side, 10 millimeter on the other side. Okay, I'll use the line, I'll connect these 2 points. Okay, done. I'll use delete the reference line which was there. Then I'll use trim option, TR double enter. I'll remove this edge. Okay, because when we observe it from top, it should be a slot. So that slot has been prepared. Now, after doing this, okay, I want to show this rib. This rib has to be shown. So for showing that rib, please everyone concentrate here. I want to show the rib here. For showing the rib, I will use a projection line. Okay, L enter. So where that intersect, this is the point where that rib intersect. Okay, it is not exactly on the cylinder, it is slightly inside. Okay, so I'll draw a small line. Okay, this line I will convert into projection object line. I will select this line. I will say offset of 10 millimeter. Sorry, offset of how much is the thickness? Rib thickness is 10 millimeter. So the offset should be of 5 millimeter. So O enter 5 millimeter from this rib. I will above 5 millimeter, below 5 millimeter. And the reference which I have drawn, I will delete it off. Okay, then I'll use trim option. I will trim it off. This edge I will trim it off. Okay, then here we have to show a small curvature. So while showing the curvature, what you can do, C enter. Okay, I will draw a small circle. Okay, here you have to draw a small circle. I will use an object line. From here I will just draw a horizontal line. Okay, wait for a second. Okay, I'll okay, so why we need to show this small arc is that whenever there is a rib, okay, this you can show it. Okay, I'll just trim these edges. Okay, so what this arc represent, actually that is very too small. I have to increase the length of that arc. Okay, this arc says that it is going to merge it smoothly. So this is, we can keep it as an optional. Okay, if you have time, then only you can draw it, because in the reference book you'll find that there is an arc here. So it merges smoothly with the object. Okay, if I switch off the lane, so you can see that there is a small arc. Okay, so you can show that arc if it is there, or you can just leave it as it is, or you can use the curve. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So you can use a continuous arc also. One second, I'll just use the object line, L enter, arc. this arc represent that this object is merging smoothly with this cylinder. Okay, that is the only. So you can use the circle. I'll just you can use a circle. How to draw this arc? Okay, for that, C enter. You can take a distance, random distance, at least 3 millimeter distance you can take, and you can draw a circle. Then draw a horizontal line from that center so that it will represent a diameter. Okay, draw a horizontal line and trim off, TR double enter, trim off the 3/4 of that and delete the horizontal line. So you will get the slot here. Okay, so if you want this same slot on both the slides, so what you can do, suppose if I want this same slot on the other side, so you can delete it this, you can use this, MI enter, mirror off, you can use mirror option, MI enter, 1 second, undo, select this, MI enter, first line on a mirror, second point on a mirror line, yes. So you can just mirror it off. Okay, so this is representing that this curve, right? This you can see here, this is not going to forming an edge here, it is merging smoothly on the cylinder. So whenever there is a merger, you have to show this a curve portion, so it will be identified that it is just a smooth merger. Now similarly, we have to show it for this rib also. Okay, so for this rib, what we have to first do, we have to take a projections. I will take a projections first. Okay. So wherever it intersect, so this is the point, wherever it intersect with the cylinder, means wherever it is forming a tangent, that point you have to select. So here is the tangent point. Okay, these are the two limits where it is forming a tangent. Then I'll use the object line. Okay, L enter. From this point, I will draw a dark line. Then O enter, offset, distance of 5. Select this line, make an offset. Select this line, make an offset. Okay, then you can delete a center which was drawn as a reference. Okay, then I have to draw the same slot here. So CO enter, copy it. Here it I want. Okay, then I'll use mirror, MI enter. Select this, enter. I want to draw it here itself, enter. Okay, now I want to mirror this on the other side also. So I first have to draw a mirror line. Okay, I'll draw a mirror line here. Then MI enter. Select this. Select these two curves. Enter. First line on mirror, second, enter. So that this curvature has been selected on both the sides. You can delete this center line. So I have used the modify command to redraw this same curvature on both the sides. So these curves indicate that it is just merging smoothly. Okay, that is the only representation of that curve. Okay, in examination, if you don't have time, then don't waste time in drawing this curvature. Okay, if you have time, then only draw the curvature. Otherwise, while drawing that curvature, you will waste the time. So after drawing the complete object, then only you draw this. Okay, this will, you can say that it is just a finishing work. Okay, don't waste time unnecessarily, because suppose if I want to complete the side view, how the marks distribution is there. So this particular problem in examination, in end semester exam, the practical exam will be carrying 30 marks. Okay, and in term test, it will be carrying 15 marks. Okay, so in end semester exam, suppose if it is 30 marks, then 12 marks will be allotted for front view. Then for top view, it will be allotted 10 marks, and side view, it will be allotted again 10 marks. Oh, sorry, 8 marks. So accordingly, if you spend time in drawing the small curvature, which will be carrying 1 mark or 0.5, so you will lose 8 marks for that. Okay, so better you do the distribution of work in such a way that, so that you complete the object first. Okay, the front view, side view, and top view, and do the finishing work later on. Are you getting it? Okay, now,
Yes, sir.
Now when we observe it from top, okay, then we get these two cylinder, circular hole. Here also it will be there, and similar hole will be there on the other hole. From where you got this? So you can see that 2 holes. It is written that it is having 2 holes. So where is the second one? Second one will be hiding behind this rib Okay, so we have to show both the holes here. So already I have drawn this center line, so I'll pull this center line. Okay, for a reference, I'll pull this center line. And what is the distance from this edge? It is at a distance of 15 millimeter. Okay, so I will take an offset distance of 15 millimeter and I will locate the center. Okay, so for that, I'll just take a reference of this line O enter at a distance of 15 millimeter. Okay, so here is the that center. So what I'll do, I'll draw a center line. I'll enter from here to here, and then I'll delete this line which I have drawn as a reference. Okay, so this was a center. Okay, for this now I'll draw a circle, object line, C enter. From here I'll draw a circle. Wait, there's some fault. Yes, coming back to, so in this, when we observe it from top, okay, but what is happening here, if I draw the circle, how much is the radius of that circle? 6 millimeter. So C enter, radius of 6 millimeter. See here, what is happening? A few of this line, the half portion is lying inside the circle and half portion is lying outside. There is some edge crossing it. So what this indicate? This indicate that when we observe it from top, the half of this cylinder, the circular hole, is lying underneath this object, that this cylinder. So whenever it is lying underneath this cylinder, what will happen? It will, we have to show it as a hidden, right? So half of this circle will be shown as a hidden, half of this it should be shown as a dark. Okay, so how we are going to draw that now? So this much portion will be seen when you observe it from top. It will be seen this much portion, but we have to show the remaining part also. So I'll use the hidden line. Okay, C enter. I will say draw with the radius of 6. Okay, 12 is the diameter, and in that I will use trim option. I will trim this portion. Okay, and here this yellow line indicate that I'll change the scale of this line. Property I will change, scale of 15. Okay, scale of 5. Yes, are you getting it? So it is just a hidden line underneath. Okay, so if I switch off this, the thickness, line width, so same should be drawn on the other side. So for avoiding the confusion, I'll delete this line. 1 second. Undo, Control Z. Instead of deleting, I'll just shorten this. Okay. So now this same cylinder circle will be there on the other side. So instead of drawing it, what I can do, I can just mirror it off. MI enter. Okay, this point, enter. So see this, beyond this line, it is just seen as a hidden. Half of the portion, when you observe it from top, it will be seen as a dark line. Okay, now this was regarding these two holes. When we observe it from top, here there is an edge, right? This edge also we have to show. So for that edge, again, L enter. From this point, I have to show that edge. Okay, this edge will be seen as a hidden line. I will just increase the scale. Whenever it is not visible, you just increase the scale and make it visible. Okay, so which is this hidden line? This hidden line is representing that there is a change in the surface. This change in the surface has to be shown, so that we are showing here. Same thing we have to show it here also. I will take a reference of this, or you can just take a draw line here like this, and you can delete this line because we are drawing it into two pieces. Match the property. Okay. Same thing, we have to show it at this edge. The curved surface is going to change its surface. So again, vertical line. Okay. Then delete this edge, select this line, match property, convert this into line. So when we observe it from top, you will get this hidden line. Now, if I want to look neat drawing, so we can switch off the projection lines. Okay, wait. This line, I'll change it to object, wait, I'll say it will be as a block. Okay, and now I'll switch off the hidden lines. So I have switched off the hidden lines. Similarly, if I want to switch off the center line, then this will be my top view. Still, there are few details which we are not showing. What are those details? Let us check. Okay. So now when we observe it, see the object line, few object lines are not yet visible. So I will make that object line also visible. Object line, I'll enter from here. It should be the object line. Here also this should be object line. Okay, that line should be there. So I have drawn that line. Then when we observe it from top, any difficulty till now? Yes?
No, sir.
Any difficulty till now? Okay, when we remove the cylinder from its place, okay, now observe carefully. When you remove, just imagine that we are pulling the cylinder from its place. So what you will get? When you remove this, only this hollow cylinder from its place, it is resting on 4 edges, right? So that also we have to show, right? At the bottom, you can see that there is an edge. The curved surface is making an change in the surface. Here vertical surface is there and it is merging with the curved surface, right? So that also we have to show. And even this edge, right? This circular edge is there. That also we have to show in the top view. For showing that edges, what we are going to do is, I'll select the object line, that is hidden line, sorry, hidden line. From this point, okay, I will draw a hidden okay. I'll say match property, this line, I will match property of this line over it. And hidden lines never cross each other. So in that case, what I'll do, I'll trim off this edges. Okay, so it is resting. When you lift this, what happens? It is going to rest there. It will be forming a plus sign there. Imagine that we are lifting the cylinder from its place. So when it is removed from its place, it will be forming a plus sign. So that we have shown. Yes, any details remaining? Please check. Yes, can you guess any detail remaining? Can anyone guess? There is one more detail remaining in this top view. What is that? Can anyone guess that hidden line? Hidden line, still one hidden line is remaining. Can anyone guess that hidden line? I will give a hint. Cylinder, hollow cylinder. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So if there is a hollow cylinder here, right, in top view, we have to show the internal portion of this, right? So whenever there is a hollow cylinder, means there will be a hidden line which will be representing. So that line is missing. So for that, I will take a reference here. Okay. From this line to here, I will show hidden. I will delete this portion. Okay, I'll use match property option. I will draw match property line. Okay. Here we have to show this hidden. Okay. Similarly, here we have to show hidden line when we observe it. So what I'll do, I'll switch on the layer, center line layer. I'll use mirror MI enter, select this line, press from this point to this point. I'll use a mirror. Okay. So this hidden line is nothing. It is just representing that there is a hollow cylinder here. Okay. So that we are drawing. So this is the complete
Okay, sir.
top view of the problem. Now we'll complete the side view. So what you are going to get in the side view? So when we observe a side view, okay, in that first, let us start the side view, then L enter, object line first we have to do, object line, L enter from this point, horizontal distance 72 millimeter, vertical distance 20 millimeter, okay, it will be close object like this. First, we have to represent this portion. When we observe it from here, then at a distance of 10 millimeter, you will get a horizontal line. Okay. Then we have to draw a center line representing the vertical axis. So this we are going to represent. Select this line, match property, and convert this into center line. So when we observe it from here, okay, this is my cursor. Where is my cursor? 72 millimeter, over the 72 millimeter. When we observe it from here, first you will get these two lines. Okay, where are these two lines? Yes, these are the two lines. Then you will get this slot. We have to show that slot. So that slot is at a distance of 10 millimeter, right? So L enter. From here, I will draw the slot of, I'll use object line, L enter. From here, I'll draw that slot, offset distance of 10 millimeter, right side, left side, delete this line. Okay, so when we observe it from here, you will get this slot. So that I have drawn, and the bottom, this rectangular portion will be visible. That also I have drawn. Then next I have to draw the cylinder. Okay, this cylinder has to be drawn. So this cylinder, I will take a projection of that cylinder. For that, I will just switch on my projection layers. Okay, horizontal line. From here, I will take a projection, convert this into projection line. L enter. From here also, I will take a cylinder. I will just, with the help of this projection line itself, I can draw. How much is the width? 36. L enter. From this 18. Vertical distance of, how much is the diameter? 36. So vertical distance 36, horizontal distance 36, and again vertical distance 36. Okay, so this I have drawn. Then we have to represent this rib. Okay, this rib has to be represented. So while representing that rib, just you can take a projection of this line. So first, from the center, okay, this rib is going to start from this point. Okay, so we have to take a projection from that point. Projection line selected, L enter. From this point, I will take a reference projection, horizontal line I'll draw like this. Okay, then it has to be merged till this cylinder. So here also we have to take a projection. I will use the object line, L enter. From this point, I will draw up to the projection line. Okay, use this offset 5 millimeter on right side, 5 millimeter on left side. I will delete this center reference line. Okay, so now the curvature part I will do it later on. Okay, I will not mess up with the curvature part. I have to draw the cylinder. This cylinder also has to be shown here. Okay, if I observe it from here, the cylinder of 28 radius has to be shown. So I will take a projection of that cylinder. Okay, better whenever we have a confusion, you can take a projections. Okay, I'll take a projection. Then with the help of object line, L enter, I will draw a vertical line here. The cylinder will represent, the cylinder is now represented. Okay, now if you are getting confused with the projection line, you can switch it off. Okay, see, whenever you switch off the projection line, any object line is missing, that you can show it off. Now, after drawing this rib, I have drawn this cylinder, I have drawn this rib. I will draw this horizontal rib, okay, vertical and inclined, 10 mm. So for drawing that, when we draw from center, it is at a distance of 28 millimeters. So first I have to take that 28 millimeter from the center. So I will just extend this center line, okay. L enter. From the center, I will take 28 millimeter. Okay, here it is, and then you have to merge it with this edge. Okay, this portion you have to merge it. But now what is happening here? This complete portion is not going to be visible. Half of this line will be visible, half of this won't be visible. So I'll use hidden. L enter. From this point to this point, it will be hidden. Okay, so I'll use TR double enter. I will trim off that line. One second. TR double enter, trim. I'll use hidden line. From this point, I will connect it to this. Okay, and I'll use the match property option because already I have used the scale. Okay. So this rib will be visible. Half of the rib will be visible, half of the rib won't be visible because it is lying behind the cylinder. So that you have to take care. So same thing will be reflected on the other side. So no need to redraw it. Just select those lines and say mirror it off, okay, with the center line as a reference. Okay, so I have mirrored it off. Okay, so this detail has been drawn. Now we have to show that hidden circles. Okay, these two circles also we have to show. Then the hidden lines, most of the hidden lines are missing, that we have to show. So one by one we'll show all the hidden lines. So first, the cylinder, hollow cylinder we are going to represent. Select this as a line, match property, convert this. Okay. Similarly, here we have to show this hidden feature. L enter. Okay. Select this line, match property, convert this into hidden. Okay, so I have shown hidden for this cylinder as well as hidden for this cylinder. Now the portion which is remaining, that we have to draw the cylinder. Okay, the hollow circle, circular hole which is throughout. So these two hidden we have to show. So at a distance of 15 millimeter, we have to draw an axis. So I'll select this as a reference. I'll say offset at a distance of 15 millimeter on this side. I will convert this into axis. Okay, we'll convert this into axis. After that, it should be drawn as a hidden line. So L enter. First, from this point to this point, I will draw a word. Then I'll use offset distance. How much is the diameter? Of 12 millimeters. So 6 millimeter offset distance. I will use a reference of this line. I'll draw two parallel lines, and the center one I will delete it off. Use the match property option. Convert this scale of this line. Okay. Now same feature I have to reflect it on the other side. So select these two, whatever thing you have to mirror, select that line, MI enter, select the reference line, and then press enter. Okay. So I have drawn this portion here. Now you can see that there is a small curvature here, but the radius is not given, so we are not going to draw it as a curvature. So if you observe from this side, right, the side view, we have completed the side view. Here the curvature is remaining, so that also I can show it. I will use the object line. Okay, so that curvature also I have drawn. Is there any line missing? We have to check if any line is missing, then we have to represent that line. Okay, when we observe it from front, here this line won't be getting visible because it is lying behind this rib. So this portion we have to trim it off. TR double enter, L enter. This line we have to show it like this and use the match property, hidden match property option, and this line will be seen as a hidden. Okay, now the question arises in your mind. There are a lot of hidden lines in this question problem. Okay, so in examination, if you miss 2 or 3 hidden lines, then don't worry, you will get a marks for that. Okay, even if you miss 2 or 3, accordingly the marks will be deducted. But you have to imagine that object when you observe it from behind, right? When you observe it here, what exactly is the hidden lines which are visible, which will be visible? Dark line, that you have to show it. Maximum possible hidden lines you have to show. Yes, then the last thing which is remaining is the dimensioning. So for dimensioning, you have to select the dimensioning layer, use the dimensioning layer and give the dimensions. Okay, give maximum possible dimensions which are there in the problem. I hope you can give the dimensions now. For dimensioning, you have to give the same pattern as dimensions mentioned in the problem. You have to give the same dimensions here. Yes, any difficulty in this question?
No, sir.
Can you draw this now? Yes? Hello? Sure, I will stop sharing the screen. Okay, 62 are present. Are you able to draw this now? I will just stop recording. Okay.